Let's start off by quickly reviewing what we did to make our writing amazing yesterday. We revised by adding words to add more details, removing words that didn't make sense, and changing words to make the story more interesting. Your story is super close to being done, but there is one more thing that you need to do before your writing is ready to share. You need to edit like a superhero. Editing your writing doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect. In fact, it doesn't even mean that it's going to be pretty. It's just your own best work that you can be proud of, and it makes it easier for others to read. When we're talking about editing, we're talking about things like capital letters, punctuation, and even more. So stay tuned, readers, because you are going to learn how to edit like a superhero. Your learning target for today is this. I can edit my writing to make sure I'm using capital letters and punctuation in the right ways, and using everything I know about spelling to spell words correctly. Let me teach you how to edit like a superhero. All you have to do is remember the word cups. Capital letters, usage, punctuation, and spelling. When we think about capital letters, here are some things to watch for. Did you start your sentence with a capital letter? Did you use a capital letter when you wrote the word I? And did you capitalize proper nouns? Proper nouns are names of things like people, places, months, and days. Make sure all of those have a capital letter. Then we can think about usage. So how did we use the words, and did we use the words correctly? We can also think about punctuation. That is how we end our sentence. Did you put a period for a telling sentence? Did you use a question mark if you have an asking sentence? And did you use an exclamation mark if you used a sentence with a lot of emotion? And finally, we think about spelling. This is where we think about those words we know how to spell, and we use the spelling patterns we've been learning in phonics and make sure that we put them in our writing. This is where you're looking for those high frequency words you've been practicing in your phonics lessons too. Make sure you have those spelled correctly. Let's take a look at a piece of my writing. This comes from my story about when Melissa and I went to the park and played on the swing set. Here's the story. Melissa and I raced to the swing set as soon as we got to the park. We were so excited. Time to start editing like a superhero. First, I'm going to look for capital letters. Is there anywhere in my writing that I need to change it to a capital? Right away, I notice I did not make a capital I when I wrote the word I, and I did not make a capital W at the beginning of my sentence. We were so excited. Those are two places I would need to go and change. Then I'm going to think about usage. Does it make sense? Did I use the words the right way? There was a sentence that sounded a little funny. We was so excited. That's not how we talk. We don't say we was so excited. We say we were so excited. I need to change that word. Let me look for some punctuation. Is there anywhere I forgot to add an ending punctuation? There sure is. I don't have any punctuation at the end of my sentence. We were so excited. Being excited, I think I'm going to want to add an exclamation point because that has some emotion in it. And finally, I think about spelling. Well, I know that this is the word sun, and if I want it to say soon, I need to spell it differently. So now I have a few places that I need to go back and edit like a superhero. Just like when we were revising, we can edit using a marker or a pen. You can use your pencil if you don't have a marker or a pen to use, but pen and marker really show up bright and help us remember the changes that we made. So now I'm going to read it one more time and make sure I have all my changes. Melissa and I raced to the swing set as soon as we got to the park. We were so excited. Yep, I did my capitalization, I fixed my usage, I added my punctuation, and I changed my spelling. This is my superhero edited work. Now it's time to do a little bit of practicing. I want you to find someone in your home and ask them to coach you. Again, remember, a coach is someone who helps you get better at what you're doing. Show them the editing checklist and ask them to help you find one place that you can make a superhero editing change and make your writing better. Don't take too long with this, just a few minutes to get you warmed up and started for your independent writing. Then come back to the Nearpod lesson so you can find out what your independent job is for today.